160K for
Are you
someone who does
disclosing
management
your earnings
consulting.
right now?
I mean, the first dream that I had was to be the richest man in the world. But don't forget to follow my man, Finance with Sharan.
Have you ever wondered what are Sharan's views on doing an MBA from Columbia Business School and actually applying for a deferral? And what are Sharan's views on being a management consultant and then leaving that to become a full-time content creator? Then hi, welcome to my channel. I'm starting a new series called The Shatakshi Show, where I'm going to be inviting leading entrepreneurs and leading professionals and talk about all things MBA, all things consulting and all things skills, as I've spent the last 10 years working in management consulting and public policy. So feel free to hit on the subscribe and the notification button so that you are notified whenever we are putting out videos either from the Shatakshi Show or my personal videos.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome, Sharan, for on my YouTube channel and for taking out time. I don't
Absolutely,
really.
it's a pleasure to be here.
The pleasure is, of course, mine as well. I really don't think you need an introduction, yaar, but I'll still take an attempt. Please correct me if I'm wrong. You are the face and the brand Finance with Sharan. You have been a former management consultant as well. You have worked both in KPMG and PwC, if I'm not wrong.
Right. That's
Happy
correct.
to hear initial comments or initial words that you may have before we start.
Yeah, so I had a typical, background. I did my engineering and then moved to a big city to do my, start my job. Had high hopes and high dreams. Still have high hopes and high dreams. Living in a big city for the first time in my life. Worked in management consulting, which is something that I realized midway during engineering. That is what I wanted to do. And yeah, I mean, then after engineering, that is when while I was doing consulting. I really enjoyed doing it. And then once the pandemic hit, I started creating content, and that I really like doing it. It's something I never thought I would be doing. And now I'm a full-time content creator. So that's about me in a nutshell.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sharan, for sharing your journey also in brief. I have a couple of questions that I believe very often come to me on my YouTube channel in the comment section. So most of these questions will germinate from what I anticipate will be very helpful for the audience. First and foremost, why did you apply for Columbia Business School yaar?
Right. So MBA has been, one such thing that I've been focusing on for the past 6-7 years, I would say, right? Ever since I knew that I was interested in finance, and then I discovered about management consulting. That was somewhere during the third year of my engineering. I was about 17 or 18 years old. Since not 17 or 18, I was about 21 or 22 years old. Since then, I wanted to do an MBA. That's the reason that I applied, because I wanted to, and also I've always been a big fan of the United States. I visited there once for a competition, and I really liked the vibe and the energy of that place. I visited New York City just for a couple of days, but I really felt like I knew this place, and I would be so amazing to live there. And Columbia Business School happens to be in New York, and I wanted to do my MBA, so it was like a perfect fit for me. So that is why I applied to Columbia Business School.
Such a fascinating answer. I've been to New York twice, and still, if I were to share this very candidly, one of the checklists I have in my life is to live in New York for a year. I don't know what could that reason be ever, but the city has just different vibe altogether. And congratulations, of course, for cracking Columbia Business School. It's a fantastic feat in itself.
Thank you. Thank you
do
so
you
much.
want to now talk about the deferral or leaving that opportunity on hold for now? And what is the rationality through which you are going through? Once again, I'm thinking from the point of view of someone who would love to be in your position. And when you have two opportunities, being the full-time content creator you are and picking up Columbia, I really don't think either of these options would go bad. It is like a great problem to solve. But what were you really thinking when you were taking that decision?
Right. So, Shatakshi, I would say this was the most hardest decision I ever took in my life. Something that you work towards for the past 6 or 7 years. and then you reach a point where everything has worked out well and you are getting all that you wanted, and then you make this difficult decision of not taking it, right? So you can imagine how hard it is to say no to something like that. The reason why that happened is because something unplanned happened, right? Content creation was not a planned part of my of my life, right? It happened because I enjoyed doing it during the pandemic. I enjoyed teaching others and helping people learn about finances. But now that it has grown so much, right, I feel like the opportunities in India for me are a lot more at the point of speaking. Obviously, it is going to be late, and it's not going to be a well set highway for me like how an MBA would have been. Right, it would be like everything would be known, right? I do an MBA, I join a Fortune 500 company and rise up the ranks, and that entire shebang, right? Going climbing up the ladder and becoming a partner. So right, that is what I always dreamed of doing. So that is like I knew exactly what is going to happen over the next 10 years. But here, deciding to stay back and continue with content creation full time, it's a very scary thing because there is no precedence, right? Because this is a new field, right? Especially finance content creators, something which came up just 1 year back. Nobody knows how long it's going to last, right? And as a content creator, you're constantly supposed to, continuously keep innovating and continuously keep entertaining the audience. So it's quite hard. So it's a much more riskier decision. But I'm glad that I took this particular path. It's like the proper, the road not taken decision, like that poem. Robert Frost, right? So it's like that proper. I actually felt like I was in that poem, right? See, my entire life I've been playing it safe, right? I did whatever my parents told me to do. I took science. I did engineering, mechanical engineering. I did all of that, and this is the first time that I'm taking this risky decision. And I spoke to so many people who done MBA, people. There was nobody who had faced something similar to my situation. Right? There are few people who are a content creator now and have done MBA before, but nobody who is a content creator who has an MBA admit, but did not take it. There's nobody that I could talk to. So it's a very difficult decision. It took me 3-4 months to finally arrive at the decision, and finally I've decided to not go this year, and I'm deferring it to the next year. So that's the answer.
That's a very beautiful answer, and I'm very sure the amount of money you would make in a month as a content creator could be equivalent to what you make in a year after Columbia MBA. So very sure.
No, I don't think so. And I think the average Columbia salary is about 160K plus bonus for someone who does management consulting.
Are you disclosing your earnings right now?
No, I'm telling you the public information of what's available for Columbia MBA. It's 160K plus. That's how much. That's about 1.3, 1.4 crores. I am not making 1.3, 1.4 crores a month. I don't know.
Soon, very much soon. I'm very sure, Sharan, and I told this off camera when we were previously chatting. I really like your content because it is witty, yet it is very insightful. It is not just generic finance gyan. There is a lot of specificity in it. And I'm really glad that people like you are taking a leadership in a particular domain and who are saying that, hey, a lot more don't know what I know and let me give back. And regarding Robert Frost, by the way, on road less taken, I've been exactly on the road where he took that decision. I told you about New Hampshire. So I think next time when you visit US, it could be on your to-dos. Which brings me towards a little more meta question. Sharan, when I was growing up, for example, I wanted to be an astronaut when I was in 5th standard.
Really? Me too. I think all of us at one point of time want to be an astronaut.
Correct, right? And then growing up, your dreams change. Management consulting got up to me also when I was in my first year of St. Stephen's. Do you want to talk me through how your dreams have evolved since childhood? What did you want to be? Then in high school, what did you want to be? In college to now, what are your dreams?
See, the moment I realized that everything in this world requires money to buy, I mean, almost everything. Like, obviously, as a kid, when you go to the toy store, I still remember my dad taking me to the toy store. I think it was Baby's Corner or something. It was in a mall. Well, it was one mall in Mangalore. I'm from Mangalore city, by the way. So it's like a tier 2 town, laid back town. So it was like one mall when I was young, and my dad used to take me there, and it was like the best time of the month whenever he used to take me to the mall. So there was this rule which my dad said, you can't buy anything which is more than 100 rupees. Back then, 100 rupees was a big amount. But then, the Beyblade was launched in India, and that was, I was the biggest fan of Beyblade ever, right? I mean, I was, I was crazy about those devices. But unfortunately, the price it was being sold at was, I think, 299 rupees. Right. And I had to fight very hard with my parents to get it. And I finally did get it. But that actually also made me realize that money is so important, right? And so coming to your question, my first life goal, I mean, the first dream that I had was to be the richest man in the world. That is as simple as it can get. So that is what I wanted to be. So I started off with that. And then when I asked my mom, why do people study? She said, people study to become rich and make more money. Ever since that point of time, I topped all the classes. I was a very notorious kid. I was, beating people up when I was in LKG, UKG. So ever since my mom told me that, that people study to become rich, I was like, I was a person who used to finish homework in school itself. Forget coming back home. I used to finish the homework back in school, right? So I was, went full on. And then I joined. So until then, it was just about, being the best at whatever I was given, right? Topping the subject, topping the classes and all of that. But obviously I went through the phase like whatever you went through. Like I want to be an astronaut. Then I want to be a mountain climber for some reason. So I went through all those phases. And then, unfortunately, I did not really do research on what exactly I wanted to do in my career. Because had I done that, I would have probably known that I wanted to do an MBA or I wanted to do management consulting way before. Then probably maybe I wouldn't have done engineering. I'm not saying engineering did not work out well for me. Although I'm not doing anything that was taught to me in engineering, I'm saying if I had done that career research maybe right after 11th or 12th, I would have probably not done engineering, right? So I did not do that. So I was just going along the flow, right? So my parents are just telling you what is the safest and the most short way of living a good life, right? They're not going to tell you to try your hand at becoming an actor, even though you might end up being Shah Rukh Khan. They're not going to tell you that because they know that it is a risky path. So they're going to tell you the safest and the most easiest way. So they said engineering, but I don't blame them for that. They don't want me to be struggling. So I did that, did mechanical engineering, and I was pretty good at it. I was part of this Formula One race car club. We built Formula One race cars and participated in international competitions. That's the reason I came to US, by the way, to participate with other US teams, and we came second, right? So that was really fun. But then again, midway, I realized that I'm not the guy who likes to sit on a computer all day and design CFD models of how air flows through the engine. I mean, I enjoyed it, but then I didn't really see myself doing this for the rest of my life. And slowly, I was taking up roles as the finance role. I became the CFO of that team. It was a club, not a company. So of that club, I became the CFO. I was responsible for building the business presentation. I was responsible for documenting every cost component of the car. So I really liked doing all of that. And at that point of time, I really started doing my career research, right, at the third year. And then I realized, there is something called management consulting. Even today, when you tell someone management consulting, they don't really know what it is, right? But when I did research about it, it was closely aligned to what I really like doing, even in my club, right? So I thought, let me give this a shot. So then that's how, I was in between management consulting and investment banking. We'll talk about that later, but because investment banking, all of them said, go to hell. There's no role for you here. And management consulting, I somehow got in. And that's been the evolution of Sharan's dreams and desires over the past 20 years.
Got it. Such an honest answer. Really appreciate you sharing that candidly, Sharan. And I'm also thinking you're such a good content creator. You're also telling me thumbnail of this video as we are chatting.
I hope you like this video and got a chance to learn about all things MBA, all things consulting, and all things skill. And I've always maintained if you need more help to get into management consulting, product management, and public policy, feel free to check out my education venture, globalgovernance-initiative.org. With that, if you like this video, feel free to click on the like button and share it with your friends so that they get to know about all the interesting content that I'm bringing out through the Shatakshi Show for all of you. Ciao, ciao.